How's it going, everyone? Larry here with the Farmstead Way, and today I want to talk about something that has been on my mind the past few weeks based on some of the comments that I've been getting on some of the topics people have been bringing up. And I want to talk about relationships, primarily relationships between a man and a woman, with the intention on long-term happiness and hopefully marriage. So if you're single and you're having troubles finding someone, this video is for you. Now, the reason I get all fired up about this topic is because it seems that all the young folk, which is weird that I say that because I'm only 31, have got this so messed up and jacked up that you can't tell which way is up. With the age of social media, especially social media now with outlets like Instagram, TikTok, it's so easy to fake everything, to be a fake person, and worse, to put off an image that's going to get a typical response. Normally, it is either portrayal of wealth or portrayal of sexuality. And it leads people to have unrealistic expectations about both sexes. Guys about girls, girls about guys. And my heart really goes out to all you guys out there who are trying to find a good girl, and it is tough. You know, like we talked about in the other video, guy wants to be himself. He dresses like he's a classy gentleman from the 40s. And his brother, friend, someone said, you need to dress for the hose. Well, when you dress for the hose, you're going to get the hose. And then you get the hell that comes with that. So I got some notes here. So that way I'm not just rambling like I've already started off to. We're just going to get started. I'm eventually going to light this pipe up. Like I said, first point is realize that social media isn't what everyone is like. Not every guy has got this weird feathery combed over hair with a gold chain and is a social media influencer who's making millions of dollars by the time he's 21, blah, 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 blah. And that's not every guy. There's a lot of good men out there that may not be the best looking, that may not be jacked and tan, but they're quality men. Same thing with girls. Not every girl out there is some Instagram, booty popping, OnlyFans making money hoe, for lack of a better term. Like I said, I'm not trying to get too pissed off in this video, but this really gets me fired up because my heart goes out to all those guys that are struggling, that just want a good girl, they want to start a family, but it's kind of a mess out there. Normal people do exist. They do. Everyday average Joes, and you'd be surprised the quality of people that there are, and they are just everyday people. They may not have a huge social media following, they may just have a normal job, but there are good men and women out there. So don't scroll on Instagram thinking that every girl needs to be the booty short wearing, videoing herself doing squats in the gym person, and not every guy is some jacked and tan multimillionaire by the time he's 21. And if you go after and if you seek those type of women and men, like I said, this is mainly towards guys. So if you're seeking those type of women, one, you may never find them. And worst of all, you may actually find them. And then you're going to realize the hell that those kind of people bring along with them. There's lots of baggage that comes with people like that. And more than likely, if you get a girl that you see on social media or someone that looks like the typical thing you see on social media, bud, you weren't the first one in line, and you're definitely not the last one in line, and you're going to be there and gone, and you're going to be very disappointed. So the next thing is be intentional. You got to be intentional, dude. You've got to be intentional. You got to be straightforward. And I know some people think it's freaking creepy, but And you don't have to like bring it up right away, but you can like ask little questions here and there on like, hey, what's your stance on marriage? What's your stance on kids? And if she's just some airhead bar hopping hoe that just wants to jump in bed with some dude and film it for OnlyFans, or is just looking for someone to bum off of, yeah, you'll find that out really fast by asking some questions. If you want to have a successful relationship, you have to have long-term relationship intentions. You do. Because if you piddle around, if you try to, I don't know, see what happens, you're gonna go around and find out, unfortunately. And dude, it's so worth it waiting and finding a quality woman. There is no better feeling than true love, especially when sexuality is saved. I know everyone's story is different, everyone's moral standpoints are different, everyone's faith is different. But one of the greatest things that I ever did, and this is heart-to-heart experience, is I rejected a bunch of girls' sexual advancements and waited till my wedding night to be with my wife. I know that's so countercultural, and guess what? My wife did the same. And now we share that. We are both very intentional with each other in our intentions in this marriage, in this relationship. We had no sexual partners outside of each other. And now, when I lie down with her in bed at night to go to sleep, I don't have to wonder if I'm good enough. When I'm intimate with my wife and when she's intimate with me, I don't have to wonder or worry if I'm going to compare it to some other dude she's been with. And also, my wife doesn't have to worry about me comparing her to other women I've been with. Because normally that's how a lot of these relationships end, is people bounce from person to person, from bed to bed, and they experience all these heartaches. That is why I hate parts of modern country music. I've been wanting to do a video called Don't Be the Guy in Country Songs. You do not want to be the guy in those modern country songs, especially the ones about love. You know, jacked up truck driving to a bonfire, you got a cooler full of beer, you pull up, you see the hot blonde chick with blue eyes and the short sundress, and she's gonna jump up in your truck and you're gonna go on some back road just so you can have some one night stand, so 3 weeks later she can cheat on you for your best friend. And they do that over and over again, and you think that's love? That's lust, bud. I'm sorry. That's not gonna last. Because more than likely, if she's at that kind of party and she's done that kind of stuff, chances are that it's going to happen to you. And like I said, and chances are, dogs are going crazy. Chances are you're not the first one in line, and you're not going to be the last one in line. And I don't want your hearts to get broken. I do not want your hearts to get broken. Sorry, like I said, the dogs are going crazy over there, keeping it real. Because I had my heart broken by a girl that I was interested in, and I asked her out, and she said no. And I put all my eggs in one basket, and I thought, no, I'm never going to have another chance at this again. I'm pretty much screwed. When you do find the person, you need to set sexual boundaries with that person. Like I said, I know it's so countercultural. It goes so much against what everyone says to do. You know, the whole try before you buy. How do you know? You got to find out what you like. No, that's such crap. It's such crap. You discover what you like with the woman that you want to be with the rest of your life. And you want to know, and people are going to say on here, oh, it's, you don't know, blah, 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 blah. Look at every single man in their 60s and 70s that have no children, or either divorced or single, or they're still dating. See how happy those people are, huh? See how well that all played out for them, bouncing from girl to girl. it didn't turn out well. They're going to die lonely with no one who gives a crap about them. And when they wrap up their entire identity in their career, then it all goes to hell in a handbasket. And when you invest your time into a wife and into children, into family, especially when you and your wife actually have a decent moral background with each other and not one that's just, hey, we bounced off, we jumped from person to person and finally just landed with somebody. Because one of the conversations that I hate the most is when married men talk about the sexual conquests of before they were married. Could you imagine having that in your mind? Really? You're looking at your wife and your children and knowing that you've got history and you've got a connection with God knows how many other women. Save yourself the trouble and just don't. Okay? Like I said, this is for men who want to find a wife. If you want to just run around with the boys and go hoe bouncing, then turn this video off and don't comment anything. I'm going to light this and gather my thoughts for a second. I really wish it was not windy. Hey, look, sunshine. Because I love filming videos outside and I have to be in the gym here. And then on the other side is an old animal stall that's full of construction junk and trash. And for all the guys out there, they're gonna say that, I banged a bunch of chicks in high school and it never buggered me up. How are you feeling now? How is your current relationship going? Have you talked to your current girlfriend or wife about all the other chicks that you banged back in the day, or is it something you'd rather not talk about? We're not animals. If you look at lions, if you look at any sort of animal, except for like the rare few like cardinals or birds that are with one partner. If you look at most animals, you have the alpha male and he bounces from female to female. He impregnates her and he doesn't give two craps about their offspring or about them. That's not us. Your lust has consequences. It will have a lasting effect. So just don't. Anyway, circling back on track. Shut that window. All right, here's some tips to improve yourself. Men, if you are single, you need to work on the characteristics that are going to make you a good long-term partner and or husband. You need to have a good work ethic. You need to be responsible. You need to be mature. Now, here's something that I'm going to tell you that not a lot of guys tell you. You don't need to be well financially off. Hell, you don't even need to be moved out of your parents' house, but you need to be working towards it. When I met my wife, I was living at home, and then after I left home, I moved in, or after I started working for my father-in-law, who was the pastor of the church at the time. They made me a room on the opposite side of their house, and I moved in with her family. And yes, I know people are going to say, oh, we didn't do anything. I had my bedroom, which was on one side of the house. She was upstairs in her bedroom on the opposite side of the house. And we never crossed that line. Okay, I got into a really weird situation with people that I grew up with in Trenton, and I had to get out of town. It was nothing bad, but I had a career opportunity out here, and I took it, and I respected her boundaries. She respected my boundaries, and I respected her parents. And like I said, I was living under the same roof, not sleeping in the same bed. Ow. Yeah, because this isn't the 80s. You can't just go out and get a, a 40, 50 hour a week job and be able to afford your own place and then be able to, it doesn't work like that anymore. You have to make so much freaking money to be able to afford a house. As long as you're working towards it and you have a sense of maturity about yourself, then I wouldn't worry about having to get your life set up. You can build a life together. You don't have to have the castle before you can have your thrones, before you can have the king and queen. You set up your thrones, the king and queen, and then you build the castle around it. I don't know. I just want kids to take this seriously. It's just, whether it's family members or people that I know or people that I see, you see so much sadness, so much abuse of pornography, women degrading themselves just to create an image and to make money. And we wonder why the country's turned into a mess. The family structure is getting torn apart. Social media is mainly the one that's causing it. And it's just a shame. When I get messages on here from guys that are saying that they've tried to find women and they keep getting rejected because they're not someone they're not, because they don't dress a certain way, because they don't look a certain way, because they don't act a certain way, because they act like themselves and they're a decent man. Now I just say to you, you've just got to be patient. When I started praying for my wife, I was like 16, 17. I didn't get married until I was like 22, 23, 22, 23. I can't remember, whatever. I just want to bring back, and I want to see brought back, the happy, healthy family. I just want to see, I don't know, just some moral decency, And it seems like there's always two extremes. It seems like you've got the crazy hoes that like to wear leggings with no underwear and tight crop tops with no bras so their nipples are showing through their shirts. Or you've got the people that are so sheltered that they almost seem like mentally disabled because they can't function in society because they've been so sheltered and they're extremely awkward. And normally it's the people like that that are very easily manipulated into bad relationships because they're just going to grab the first thing that comes and they're pushovers. I don't know, what's the world come to? Like I said, trying to keep my mind on track. So guys, be intentional, be mature, be responsible, have good work ethic, and be a respectable man. If you don't know how to be, figure it out. If you're surrounded by unrespectable men, do your best to separate yourself out from them. Because your light will shine and some beautiful, gorgeous girl is going to see it. And she's going to see you for who you are and not what the world wants to see. If you just ask the Lord for the desires of your heart, He will give them to you with steadfastness, prayer, and fasting. I'm pretty sure I butchered that. And if you're single and you want a girlfriend, just do some research. Read some books. Read some books from some experienced men. Some crazy wind. You might learn a thing or two. If you weren't raised around good male role models, sometimes the best thing you gotta do is either find a YouTube channel or find books. I mean, that's what I did. I read a bunch of relationship books on how to maximize your being single. I read marriage books. I wanted to prepare myself the best I could for when I met the woman I wanted to marry. So yeah, there you have it. It's kind of a long video, but I know you guys like the longer talking videos. I haven't done one of these in a while. They're really fun. Like I said, I kind of got a little bit on a soapbox, but this is a subject that's very near and dear to my heart because it's something that I had to deal with a lot. Loneliness. So this is Larry with the Farmstead Way. I just want to thank you all for sticking around. Like, share, and subscribe. Stick around for some more content. If there's anything that you want to see, if there is anything you want to talk about, if you want to share your experience, if you want to share your concerns, questions, if there's anything you want me to pray for you about, leave them in the comments below, and I will catch you guys next time. Y'all take it easy.